Welcome to Monday Night Live, the weekly training that guides professionals to financial prosperity. Join our community and let's start building your wealth.
I met Mike Ferrante on doing our podcast. He's up in Cleveland, and I knew he was going to be a great guest for the class here, because Mike, what we teach is we teach our agents how to work with investors, and we want our agents to invest themselves. And so the logic is um, help them learn more from experience by helping other investors. It's just this that's how this business is done. Is you have to experience it to learn it. You can books only going to take you so far. And then the mindset is eventually they'll have the mindset. They'll just have the belief and the confidence and commissions coming in. So, um, in any case, guys, so I knew Mike would be a great guest for the class. And we're only 2 hours away from each other, at least part time. I'm in Virginia right now, but often I'm up in Pennsylvania, very close to Cleveland. So there's some things going on there, Mike. I'll fill you in outside the class. There's an event coming up in September you may be interested in. It's a 2-day event that I don't put it on, but I'm going to be a guest there. It's called Agent to CEO, and they build in a fundraiser to it where we tie into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and
Is that
it's a
you're
great
doing
event.
that with Al Stasek?
Al Stasic, yeah, he's a pretty good guy. Known him now for 5 years. I knew him all from before. We just didn't really engage that much 15 years ago.
Yeah,
So
I was
I was
I
almost
spoke
much
at
older than them.
I spoke at his event here in Cleveland. They did
Did
an
you? Oh,
agent
awesome.
CEO. Yeah, Kitchens. What's his name?
Ron
He's,
Kitchens. Yep.
yeah, he was the headliner, and they had a bunch of great speakers, and I felt like a
Oh, yeah.
mouse on stage with all these giants.
Yep. Hey, well, in your right room when you're not the big fish.
That's right.
So yep.
Yeah.
So guys, this is one you definitely want to take notes on. And if you have questions, please use the chat box. We appreciate it. So Mike, go ahead and start, and I'll be right here along with Eric, and you plus you get to meet some of the guys. And when I say guys, I mean that means everybody, plural, guys, girls, and everybody else. So I don't hope anybody's new. Please don't be offended if I just say, "Hey guys," it's just where I'm from. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm Mike Ferrante. I'm here in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm based just outside of Cleveland, and we do a ton of investor business, and that's kind of one of the things that Gary and I connected on. Our team, I'll give you a couple credentials here just to let you know who I am and why I might be a credible source of information. 2 years ago, we were the #1 team in the world by units for Century 21. And I hate being second place, but right now I'm stuck in second place as team for units. We do a ton of volume. Price point here in Cleveland's pretty low, which is one of the reasons that investors are attracted here. I do some speaking. I've been to a few different places to do speaking on helping agents grow their business. I do some AI stuff. And also teach continuing education here in Ohio. I have my broker's license. I always say I'm a broker, not the broker. So I run a team of about 50 agents, and about a third of our business is investor business. Like Gary, I'm also an investor. I bought my first house when I was 22 years old, fresh out of college, and have had as many as 20 some units at a time, but a lot of flipping as well. So I absolutely love working with investors. I got licensed. I was an investor prior to being licensed. I got licensed in 2008. Anybody remember what was happening in 2008? Yeah, so it was a really cool time to get licensed because a lot of people were getting out of the business and investors were looking for agents to help them, buy these foreclosure properties, short sale properties. And anyway, over the years, I'm a Tom Ferry follower, and I just remember him saying video, video, video. And so 15 years ago, I started doing video, and that's kind of what I wanted to share with you guys today. How many of you would love to have appointments appear on your calendar?
Number 2336 at window.
I think somebody needs to mute. But having automated marketing where appointments appear on your calendar, where people look at your stuff and say, I want to talk to this person. Having video is a way to have 24/7 marketing where you're talking to people and they're getting to know you. And next thing you know, there's an appointment on your calendar. So I'm going to show you some of the content that I've created, the theory behind it, and how it actually works for me into creating appointments on my calendar. So I'm going to shut up for a second. I know I threw a lot at you guys. Any questions or comments? I'm kind of curious too, before I get started, how many of you guys are doing video and what kind of videos you're doing and, you know, what kind of success level you're having with it. So even if you just want to throw it in the chat.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, chat or hand raises. That's been big for us too. I'm sure there should be some hand raises here. So,
Is anybody doing video like consistently?
Inconsistently, does that count?
Hey, some is
Yeah.
some is better than none. And so, well, go ahead.
Yeah.
Is anyone else doing video? I'd be shocked if no one here is doing video.
Yeah, I do.
And are you doing regular video?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like most of my clients are online, coming from my online.
Tracking number HH.
Excellent. Anyone else doing video?
I do
Yeah.
a little bit. Some of it's static without me in it. It's predominantly a first-time home buyer type program that I have as an investor. But the ones that seem to get the best feedback are putting my mug on the video. So
For sure.
people just want to hear the words come out of our mouths directly.
Yeah, I agree. I also feel like the standard, just the listing video doesn't work anymore. You have to have your personality right there. So the best working videos is when either I talk on the video or there's my face and there's a listing after that. So those are work the best.
Yeah. So guys, I was very prolific on Facebook. That's where I started out, and I do a lot of Facebook Live videos. What I have queued up for you today is all on YouTube, but certainly any platform is great for video. The two things that I heard over the years that made me realize that I was doing the right thing with video, there were two things I heard. One was the people in my sphere mostly would say, Mike, I see you everywhere. Okay. And I'm not everywhere. It was a huge exaggeration, but they felt like they'd see me every time they go on their phones. I mean, what's everyone looking at all the time? They're looking at their phones. They're on Facebook. They're on YouTube, Instagram. Mike, I see you everywhere is number one. And number two, and this is from the people that don't know me, they would say, Mike, I feel like I know you. And we're in a business where it's about relationships. So if you're doing video and putting your personality out there, I mean, you can't help but to be who you are. And if you're not doing video because you're afraid of how you look or how you sound, well, I got news for you. As soon as you meet and start working with these clients in person, they're going to see you, they're going to hear you. So you got to just do it. Okay. And what I like to say about marketing in general, and especially video, is that good marketing, good video attracts the right people and deflects the wrong people. So if they don't like the way you look and sound, great. You just saved yourself a lot of trouble in having to talk to them and weed through the people that aren't your people. They're not your tribe. And the ones that are your people will be attracted to you. They're going to say, Lisa, Bambi, I feel like I know you. I see you everywhere. And they're already going to have some level of trust with you. So I would encourage you all, I am frankly shocked that more of you aren't doing consistent video. I would encourage you all to just make it a point after today, if I can convince you that this really works, to do some kind of regular video. I'm going to give you a ton of ideas. If you're not sure what other ideas, just go into something like ChatGPT and just say, hey, this is me. This is what I like to do. Give me 10 ideas for videos I should shoot on this topic, and just make lists and just pick the ones you like and start doing videos. The other thing that I recommend is, well, there's two things. Schedule your videos. So schedule when you shoot them so that it's consistent. And number two, batch them. So if your video, like I just shot my market update video tonight before this session. When I sit down to do videos, I'm typically doing at least 3 to 5 videos. So I might even have a change of shirt, so they're all not with the same shirt, but I'm sitting down to do video anyway, so shoot a bunch of them at the same time. Okay, so those are 2 quick pointers for you. If no one has any other comments or questions, I'll show you some of the content that I've created. And by the way, guys, don't get hung up on the number of views. So like if your objection to doing video is, well, Mike, I did videos and I only got 10 views. I only got 100 views. It's not going viral. I'm not getting thousands. That's okay. I'm going to show you a couple of videos I did where I have like 80 some views, but think about it. That's 80 some people that watched that video, and maybe they watched another video, and maybe they visited my website, and then they clicked on the link and I got an appointment on my calendar. So don't worry about if you're getting dozens or hundreds of views. And occasionally when you get the one that gets 5, 10, 20,000 views, you'll be like, hey, that was worth it. All right. Any comments or questions before I show you a few things?
Yeah, no, go ahead and take it away. And one thing, you may already know this, but when you share
Sound.
I think we lost Gary. He'll come
lost
back on.
Gary.
So, yeah, why don't you just keep going, Mike?
Okay. It's really weird. I don't see the Zoom. You guys, I hear you guys, so I assume you can still see me.
Yeah, we're seeing your screen and you're on your premium YouTube page.
Okay. All right. Well, let me get into my notepad here, and I have some things queued up here ready for you. All right. So first one I'm going to show you, this is a short. Okay, and before I let it play, these are videos that I've pre-recorded. So when I have a conversation. Are you a real estate investor thinking about investing here in Northeast Ohio, Akron, or Cleveland, but you're not sure how that works? Hi, I'm Mike Ferrante with Century 21 Homestar and the 21 Mike team. We're realtors serving Greater Cleveland and all of the northern half of Ohio. And this is a question I get at least a couple times a week. I get investors contacting me from overseas, Israel, Australia, or here in the States, California, New York. And they say, Mike, we've heard about your low prices and your high returns. Tell me more about how we can invest in Cleveland and Akron real estate. Well, let me tell you how it works with our team. We do a lot of the research for you. We have recommendations for property managers, contractors, and other professionals that you might need to build your team to invest here in Northeast Ohio. Then we help with showing the properties. So if the property is tenant occupied, a lot of times we have to make an offer subject to viewing the property. We do that walkthrough for you, and hopefully we can help you avoid unnecessary home inspection costs. We're not a substitute for home inspectors, but we know what to look for: roofs, foundations, mechanicals. So we help you point out those big ticket items, but then if it passes muster, we proceed with the home inspection. Keep in mind, we're your eyes, ears, and nose. We know what to look for. You obviously can't tell what a property smells like from far away, so we help you figure that out. We can do video walkthroughs and take tons of pictures for you so that you can make an intelligent investment decision and protect your investment here in Northeast Ohio. So if you are interested in learning more, please go to 21mike.com and schedule an appointment with me or someone on the team. The 21 Mike team, your one-stop shop for buying and selling. Are you okay? So I can't see you guys, but I'm not sure if your eyes glazed over or if you're like, oh, that was a nice little video. But this one, I think it says it has 43 views. But this is one of the videos I send to someone when they say, hey, I'm interested in working with you. How do you work with out-of-town investors? It answers a bunch of the questions that I always get. So hopefully by the time I sit down with them on a Zoom usually to talk about working with them as their agent, they already know a bunch of stuff. They already know that, like, I'm going to do all these things for them. So I'm giving them value. I'm telling them how I'm going to help them, and it makes them more interested in working with me. This is one of the canned videos I have where it's like just kind of general information to answer those frequently asked questions. So that's a short, by the way, and I did the vertical format so that it's better for like your Reels, TikTok, Instagram, that kind of stuff. And there's a bunch of these you can do. So as you guys sit there and think about what are the questions you always get, and even if you want to apply it to, I know we're talking mostly investment properties here, but someone mentioned first-time buyers. You could make a whole catalog of videos that your first-time buyers, the questions they ask you, just make a list. You could go into ChatGPT and say, make a list of 50 questions first-time buyers ask me, and you could make a library of videos. And I can't tell you how many times I take one of these videos and send it to a teammate. I take one and send it to a buyer or seller. So like they ask me a question and I'll say, you know what? I did a 2 or 3 minute video on that topic. Would you mind if I send you that? And it's really, really effective. Then if they do have a remaining question or two, I've now shrunk that conversation time down too. Instead of spending 20 minutes, and this may sound bad of me, but I want to talk to more people, right? I don't want to talk to one person for 20 minutes. I want to have 5 conversations in that time. So if I can answer their questions with a video, why not do it, right?
Yep. Now it's a great video. And what's interesting, Mike, is we have our own statistics and so forth. And I knew years ago more of my investors were investing from out of state. So statistically, this is a national statistic, not just our team, but 56% of investor transactions are out of state. That means more than half of them are bought in places that the investors don't even live. So doing, guys, what Mike's doing, letting the video, it's like he just created a robot, and the robot worked for him 70 times, and it can continue to work. He doesn't have to feed it, doesn't have to pay it. And it has that initial hook that he now doesn't have to do personally. He can focus on serving the client. So just keep these things in mind. I know it looks like work, but I promise you it's an investment of your time and energy. You do it once and it's out there forever. I've got videos out there that are so old. I mean, like people it doesn't even look like I was shaving back then,
They're so old, they have driver's licenses.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and again, I did have this video produced. And if one of your objections is, Mike, I don't have time to produce my own videos, that's okay. I didn't produce this. I found a guy I used Upwork. There's Upwork and Fiverr. You can find video editors that will edit short videos like this for anywhere from like $5 to $20 per video. Now, they're not domestic, so you're correcting their English, you're correcting the subtitles. But I literally paid probably $15 to have that video edited. I gave him the background and I told him, kind of what to look for as far as like all those graphics you saw. He did all those. So like he understood enough to be able to say, oh, well, this graphic would be cool here. And the popping, like the flags of the countries. He did all that on his own. I gave him a couple edits one time through and I got back a completely finished video. Now, not all of my video is produced. But a lot of it is, but I don't produce any of it. I'll spend a couple bucks to have someone do it, but there's plenty of other, if you don't want to spend the money or you just want to mess around with it, I don't think you should, but there are plenty of apps out there that you can edit your own videos. If you edit your own videos, drop in the chat what you're using, because I'd be curious to go back and look at that when I get a second here. All right, so the next type of video, there are videos that you should be doing on the regular. And one of them is a market update video. You guys have a powerful tool at your fingertips. It's the MLS. There's a stats button. I guarantee you have it. My MLS has it. I'm sure yours does. Every month, you should be doing some kind of market update, whether you're a local area expert. So like I have a little town here called Chagrin Falls. If I was going to be a solo agent and dominate that area, I would do a monthly Chagrin Falls market update. Now I do Northeast Ohio, and I'm going to show you my last one. Actually, this is a terrible one. My sound sucked on this, but you know what? I'm going to play it anyway because done is better than perfect. So here's last month's market update video. These are about 3 to 4 minutes long. I won't play the whole thing, but I went ahead and rolled with it rather than re-recording it, even though the sound wasn't perfect. So here it is. The national real estate market is shifting. Yes, that's right. Over half of metropolitan areas are now a buyer's market, meaning there are more sellers than buyers. There are actually more real estate agents in the country than homes for sale. So what does that mean for Northeast Ohio, Cleveland real estate? Hey everybody, it's Mike Ferrante here with Century 21 Homestar and the 21 Mike team. We're real estate agents serving greater Cleveland and all the northern half of Ohio. By the way, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, smash that subscribe button and go to 21mike.com. Click that button at the top to schedule an appointment with me or someone on the team. But now let's get into a real estate update here for greater Cleveland, Northeast Ohio. And like we always do, let's crunch some numbers. We'll pull up graph number 1, where the green line is the number of active listings and the blue line is the number of sales, activity in our market. And you can see it right there, guys. There's still a shortage of inventory. Spoiler alert, Cleveland is one of the few metro areas where it's still a seller's market. That's right, last month, just over 2,500 active residential listings in Cuyahoga County, Northeast Ohio. That's way up from the month before when we had 2,151 listings. That was April of 2025. Okay, I'm gonna stop that there. You get the gist. I do two different graphs and I show numbers. This one I went back 10 years, but I think it's pretty powerful stuff and it paints me as the expert. Comments?
Very cool.
This one has 107 views. I have some, so I'm going to show you something here real quick if I can. If you go into your, so on YouTube, I'll throw some money behind my videos. The national real estate market is shifting. Yes, that's right. So if you go under your channel, go in your videos, let's see. Manage videos. So like usually I'll put like $20 or $25 behind a video. So under promotions right here, you can pick a video to promote. Here, I spent $20.15 on my April market update and I got 11,386 impressions and 566 views. But the cool thing, you guys see the 213 website visits.
Mm-hmm.
This one down here, I did a property tour and I put $25 behind it. 8,700 impressions, 1,900 views, 319 website visits. And so just to show you real quick what I was talking about, here's my website. And again, these videos are nothing fancy, people. Like I'm not ashamed of them, but it's not like I say, oh, I have the best videos in the world. What I'm doing is I'm driving traffic here. And the whole purpose of my website is to get people to click this button. I'll wake up probably 3 of 7 days of the week to an appointment on my calendar. I've put enough content out there where people watch it and they like, oh, okay, I'll check this out. I make it so easy for them to schedule an appointment with me. They click the button and schedule an appointment. That's how it works.
Hi, I just want to take a moment to thank you for watching a recording of the Monday Night Live class. Hope you're getting a lot out of it. I'm sure you will. I wanted to let you know that, you can come to Monday Night Live whenever you want, but you can also participate more with the team. Why don't you set up a call with me, a one-on-one strategy call? I can go over everything with you, show you everything that we have to offer. For example, did you know that on our team, not only do you get your leads, we actually give you your own account on our lead gen system. So this puts you in control. You're not waiting on somebody to hand you leads. You get to pick the ones you want. Okay. Huge difference. We have 21 of our own proprietary marketing campaigns. They're all copyright protected. We're the only ones that can use them. Okay. The coaching is absolutely one-on-one. We got 3 coaches. We even have a 4th success coach that we have access to. Okay. One of left fewer than 100 in the world. Okay. One-on-one coaching. Right now the big problem is volume. We need more transactions. We need more inventory. I get it. Well, we know how to get it. Our team actually outproduces the national average by more than 2 to 1. So if you're struggling, don't do that anymore. If you're a solo agent, if you're a team, let's just talk. Smart entrepreneurs are always open to discussion. Learn what we have to offer, and then you can make an informed decision about staying where you are or moving on. You got to decide, if you're not where you want to be, you've got to take action to get where you want to be. Let's see how we can help you do that. I look forward to talking to you. Click on the link, set up a call. And by the way, I'll see you on the next Monday Night Live.
You want a couple more video ideas?
Nice.
Yeah, just quick question. How do you, what's the driver to choose which one of the videos you're going to throw a couple bucks at?
I experiment. So I usually do my monthly market update because I like that one because it paints me as the expert. The fact that I have these numbers and again, I stumble over words here and there. It's okay. I'm human. Okay. But I like the monthly market update. And then sometimes I'll do video tours. I'll be honest, the video tours I like to do because occasionally when I'm on a listing appointment, it's pretty cool to pull up a video tour that has 2,000 views on it. You know, I don't have to tell them that I boosted it because maybe I could boost theirs too. And I can get a couple thousand views on their video as well.
So do you usually boost your own open houses or some just ones that you pop in on?
I'm not following you. I'm not typically holding open houses. My teammates are. So I'll boost video tours, but on Facebook I do an event on my business page, and then I do a ad for the event. Because on Facebook, you can do a radius. I think the minimum radius you can do is 15 miles. So I'll create an event and then I'll run a Facebook ad. And I just do real simple criteria, 15 to 25 mile radius. And I'll do interests. And one of the interests I usually pick is Zillow. So if you visited Zillow recently and you're in a 15-mile radius, you're likely to see my Facebook or Instagram ad for my open house this weekend. Did that answer your question? I'm not sure I followed you.
Kind of. It helped.
Okay. But as far as promoting videos, just go in your video manager, look at your videos and just experiment. You can literally spend $5. I mean, just spend $5 and see what you get. But to be able to go to your channel, because one of the things, I mean, it's kind of an ego play, but like I've got the dumbest video I have. It's probably the dumbest video I ever made. It has, last time I checked, it had to be 30 or 40,000 views. Do you know what it is? I found myself doing training with my agents, doing the same stuff over and over again. So one of my agents was on a Zoom with me, and I was showing him how to set up a search in the MLS. Okay. I mean, like, what a dumb topic, right? So I said, you know what? Hold on a second. Let me hit the record button. And so I literally recorded myself showing him for like 25 minutes how to set up an MLS search. And I didn't edit it. I didn't do anything to it. My hair's all messy. I'm on my sofa in a sweatshirt. I hadn't even showered for the day. And that video has 20 or 30,000 views, me showing him how to set up an MLS search. So guys, don't worry so much about the content. Just create content, get it out there, and you'll be surprised what sticks.
Mike, on the page, it says website view, visits or views, I forget. Is that your website, and how do you tie your website to the metrics so that you know?
Okay. So I'm not fantastic at this, but let me see if I can go back to that for you. Let me see here.
The national real estate market is shifting.
Yeah, manage videos.
Yeah, YouTube breaks it down for you. I'm not tracking and measuring as best as I can, but here's where's the examples here.
It was like the
promotions.
Promotion.
Okay.
Website visits. Yeah.
Website visits is the third column here. And so I had several hundred from spending, this was the biggest one. Wow, I spent $35 to get 451 website visits.
That's your website, your listings website?
So,
or like a capture website, a capture page?
I don't have a landing page here I mean, I do have a contact form here somewhere. I couldn't even tell you where it is. Frankly, what I'm promoting is the 15-minute appointment button.
Awesome.
But that's just
Thank
me.
you.
Like, I mean, I think you guys should do a landing page, you know, put your info in, you know, but offer something of value. Like I've got a name your price tab here. I'm not getting any traction off of that, but I'm not promoting it either. I'm just trying to get, like, I want to be a known quantity in my area, and my area is pretty big because it's all of Northeast Ohio. So I have to cast a broad net. I think that you guys who are in more narrow markets have an advantage. You could dominate a small city like my Chagrin Falls here if you just pumped video out all about content in 2 or 3 cities in your area.
Thank you.
Sure thing.
Awesome.
I saw a hand go up.
Yeah. Do you know how many people actually book consultation with you from those who get to your website? At least like
Have you heard that?
uh,
I don't. So I can tell you that I get probably two to four appointments a week. And I can't tell you that they all come from YouTube because I do this everywhere. Like my calendar link is flipping everywhere. So I usually ask people, and the interesting thing is that they don't usually know exactly how they found me, because what happens is you want them to just jump in your pond somewhere. I'm going to tell you an analogy. So I have an MBA from Case Western here in Cleveland, and my concentration was marketing, and I learned a concept called the wheel of marketing. And if you can imagine, all your marketing is like a wagon wheel, okay, and you're in the middle of it. Okay, you want everything to come back to you. So on the edges of the wheel is your YouTube channel, your Instagram, your Facebook, your website, your Zillow page, just every single possible thing that's out there. Those are all around the edges, and they're all connected to one another. Someone could do a Google search, find a video, watch my video, end up on my YouTube channel for a while. Maybe they visit my Facebook page. Maybe they go to my website. But at any given point along the outside of the wheel, they can come to me, whether it's booking an appointment or a contact form, like you guys were saying. So that's the concept of the wheel of marketing. And by the way, look at this awesome still shot of my face. Guys, you're going to sound and look stupid at some point if you do video, but you just have to be at peace with that.
Yeah.
Anything else? All right. This one is a quick hitter that I did about Cleveland. Let me skip this because you guys got the gist of that. I'm going to go to the next one. You're going to like this one real quick. By the way, Gary, do we have time here? How long do we have? Should I be?
Yeah, generally what we do, Mike, is we'll go an hour, but I'll stay on up to an extra half hour because sometimes people have transaction things they want to bring up and client things. You're welcome to stay on board too. That happens a lot.
What is up, everybody? Sorry. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. So, all right. So regular video. So monthly market update. I would challenge you guys all to do at least that. All right. The next segment that I do, I'll interview people. And you might say, well, gosh, I'm not big enough to interview people. Yes, you are. Okay. You could interview people in your area. You could interview a council person, a mayor. You could interview business owners, people that are relevant to real estate or not relevant to real estate. So I do a segment, you guys can probably see it here. I interview investor experts, people who are investors, work with investors. I did a great one with a guy out of California, but I call these segments best advice ever. Okay. And people are giving great advice to either buyers and sellers or agents. Another episode of Best Advice Ever here, and you want to stay tuned. This gentleman that we have on today, when I tell you everything he's done, you're going to be going, Mike, how did you get this guy? Multi-million-dollar investor, over 3,000 investment properties traded in less than 5 years, 7 real estate investing books written and published. Are you blushing, Gary? He runs a global investor agent team. This guy has a lot to talk to us about, so let's get started. Hi guys, I'm Mike Ferrante with Century 21 Global Invest.
I love it when I meet a brother from another mother, man.
Stop there. I just wanted to get that one quote in, Gary.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny. we're really, I was going to tell people like the big secret was we're actually twins, even though we don't look at it like we're like twins, but that was a lot of fun. That was one of my most favorite interviews that I've done. I mean, I think it shows just the common ground, it's familiarity, and could be natural. You can be authentic and genuine, and
Right.
Yeah. Thank you for that too, by the way. That was awesome.
Yeah. No, thank you for doing it. And people, you can interview anybody. You can get I did one. There's a new lead paint law here in Cleveland, and I got a local lead paint contractor on, and he gave us all kinds of gold nuggets. So you put the content out there, and like Gary said, it lives forever. So I'm going to play for you one of my most watched videos. And I'm going to tell you, this is probably the third dumbest video I ever did. It was totally impromptu. I'll just play it for you. As it comes up, you'll be able to see the number of views. I want to say it has like 10 or 15,000 views, but here it is. Property tours, by the way. Hey everybody, it's Mike Ferrante with Century 21 Homestar and the 21 Mike team. Today I'm representing Heidelberg University, Larry Hall in Nashville. I wonder if you're watching. Anyway, this is my latest project. This is a rental property that I have on the west side of Cleveland. I'll tell the whole story. Why not? Or no? Had a tenant who looked great on paper, worked for the post office, and about 4 months in, we had to evict. The house was absolutely trashed. So yes, rental properties can be amazing. They can be a great source of passive income, but there's also risk involved. So this house, there was about $5,000 in damage done to the interior. There's also about $4,000 in other fees owing, and so we had to go to eviction court, and we have about a $9,000 judgment of this house. That's the 21 Mike Mobile, by the way. Rose bushes used to be really overgrown. They're actually pretty awesome plants. Like when they're blooming, they just fill up the front with roses. I'm gonna skip ahead. Go down the side here. We bought this house, my sister and I bought this house in 2004. Probably should tag her on this, but she might be working. She's a nurse. Anyway, bought this house in 2004 with a renovation loan. And that's when you could still do investor renovation loans, actually. And I built this deck. I thought it would be nice to have a wide angle lens going on. This is when you still had to clip on a wide angle lens. It's a really old video. Okay, so we did our vinyl plank flooring here. This is the granite. Granite guys were here. They installed the faucet, but they still have to do. Well, anyway, you guys get the gist of it. I'm just walking around. I think this one I did live on Facebook, and then I had my assistant download the video and upload it to YouTube. And I know this one has a ton of views. I don't know why it's saying only 25 views here. There might be a different version of it out there, but this one has thousands of views on it, and it's one of the dumbest videos I ever did. But I keep it because it has a ton of views.
Yeah. I did one of my very first videos, Mike. I was in Pittsburgh, and I was going through a 9-unit building, and I'll go through and talk about the numbers and show the rooms. And actually, I didn't have the camera going the right direction the whole time. I had no idea. Get out to my truck, load the thing up there, and by the end of the day, I had my first phone call, and that guy bought the building. I mean, it was the craziest thing. And I was brand new at this. I couldn't believe it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Video tours can be like live. You can do them and then repurpose your videos. That's the other big tip I have for you guys is if you create a video, take a long video, chop it up into short videos and use the shorts. Take a live video, download it, and put it up on your YouTube channel as a permanent video there. I think I have a decent video here. Let me show you one of the better ones that I actually produced. This is a good one. This is new construction. Hey everybody, looking for new construction, can't find inventory. How about a ranch with a loft? And how about starting in the 200s or 300s? I'm going to show you our model home here. This is a ranch with a loft, over 1,700 square feet, 2-car garage, and this is new construction, brand new. Everything's perfectly new. Come on in, let's take a look. So by the way, all these homes feature a nice little front porch with a pergola, keyless entry on the front door. And you're going to love this amazing floor plan. Big high ceilings, over 20 feet tall, vinyl plank flooring for durability, beautiful granite counters, white shaker cabinets, and these are nice cabinets. Soft closed drawers and doors, solid wood, dovetail construction, not that cheap particle board stuff, appliance packages included, dishwasher, microwave. Every inch of this home has been thoughtfully designed for maximum storage. 1-floor living. All right, you get the gist of that one. This one was just a walk around, very light editing. I don't know if you notice, we always try to flash our contact info, and then when you scroll down, make sure you're putting all your contact info and the wheel the wheel of marketing, all the different ways that people can get a hold of you, website, your other channels. Maybe they'll go to your Facebook page. Maybe they'll watch you on Instagram, go to your, I already said website, and then of course an appointment link. Video tours, guys, there's channels, there's TV channels based around it. People love to just watch real estate, watch renovations, watch tours of homes. Anybody doing tours?
Doing what?
Tours. Anyone doing video tours?
I have, and then I find out most of the time the audio is off and the angles are off, like Gary. But I never, or I have them in pieces because I get interrupted by someone or something, and then I just don't post it as pieces. But
Got it. So you can take all your raw footage and send it off to somebody to edit for you. If you have an iPhone, there's a great app that I use sometimes for video tours called iMovie. iMovie is really user-friendly, and you can do it in pieces so that you actually shoot clips, and if you don't like the clip, you can reshoot it. So look into iMovie if you have an iPhone. And then what else did you say? The interruptions. Yeah, I lost my train of thought there. But anyway, Don't let that stop you. I have one more I'm going to show you here. So, we all know about the new. Oh, go ahead. Someone have a comment?
Well, there are a couple of questions out here. If you want to, Brian's asking when. Let's see. When you get your videos produced, do you take screenshots of the graphs and send them to the editors, or how does the technology? How does that work?
I just did this today. I literally share a Google Drive folder with the editor. See, where is it? Yeah, it's literally just a Google Drive folder. And what I do is I just share the folder. I drop the raw footage. It's I use captions for my raw footage because I can do the same thing. I can shoot a segment. If I don't like it, I delete it and shoot it again. So I think this one was like 5 or 6 segments all in one video that I upload to the Google Drive folder. And then for the graphs, yours probably works very similar. Go to stats or whatever your tab is. And I do a custom search. I'm just doing residential, and I do my county because that is pretty much Northeast Ohio. You can decide what geographic area you're doing. And then this is our functionality. So if I want to go back 5 years, I'll do 5 years, number of listings, and I like the smooth line look. And then I add a secondary stat to each graph because I'm trying to get them visually and audio engaged. So number of listings and number of sales is the one I usually do. Smooth line, Cuyahoga County, no price range. You hit generate, and it's going to give you graphs. What I have to do is I right click, open in a new tab, and then right click and save it to the Google Drive folder. And then what I usually do is I take the data and I just print the numbers off, and I'll literally just take this chart, I'll circle the numbers I want to mention, and I'll tape it to my tripod, which is sitting right here. Oh, I just remembered what the other fellow mentioned that I want to talk about. But anyway, I'll tape it right here, and I'll just wing it. Like I've gotten good enough at it where I don't need a script. If you prefer to have a script, the Captions app, you can put the script in, and it acts as a teleprompter. So it's as simple as that. But I literally have 3 files in that folder. These guys have done enough videos for me now where I just say, here it is. I don't even have to give them edits anymore. So does that answer that question? The other fellow mentioned, I think it was PF maybe, or JF. So
Yes.
what were the initial? Yeah. So he mentioned about the sound being bad. Invest in a little bit of equipment. I'm not going to break the bank here. So I don't know if you guys can see this. I have a $25 Amazon tripod. I have this microphone that I use, that I have an adapter that goes to my iPhone. My camera for those videos is the iPhone. There's no professional camera there. And maybe you're like, Mike, I can tell, but I think they're good enough. This microphone was the most expensive thing I bought. This was about $80. I also have this little stand and another microphone that I use sometimes when I go on location with a cord. And then the one you saw me on the video tour, I have a set of wireless microphones. Actually, that was the most expensive thing I bought. Those were like $150. So if you want to go wireless, it has a receiver. You probably saw it on my belt there. But all that stuff. Oh, and I have a little tripod, a little plastic like rig that you put the phone in and you can kind of follow you around. Now they do have those gimbals, and I own one of those. I got to be honest, I haven't used it in probably 5 or 6 years. I love the gimbal, but I don't think it's necessary. So you can get good equipment, good microphones, and I do have a webcam. So when I'm sitting at my desk and doing those videos, I've got a really nice webcam that was probably like $80 or $100. But for under everything's almost everything's under $100, and you can get really good equipment that will improve your picture, and the sound is so important. If you don't have good sound, you're right. The people won't watch the video. They'll listen to it for a couple seconds and go, "Oh, I can't listen to this," and they'll move to the next video.
Yep.
Can I add to it? I use the app on the iPhone. You can also use the same app on the computer called CapCut.
Yes.
I did put the name and notes. So that app has a voice, really great voice reduction, like a noise reduction function. So I did test my expensive microphone, and then I did just film with my phone on a street, and I used that noise reduction button, just a button you press when you put the video in that app, and the result was almost the same. So it's actually really easy with this app, I find out, to make the sound better.
CapCut. That's one of the best ones out there. The one I use is Captions, and Captions also has a noise reducer. It also has this really cool feature called eye contact. So it will AI edit your video so that your eyes are looking at the camera, because one of the things I always hated was I was looking down at my numbers. And so now I just hit the AI edit eye contact button, and in about 60 seconds, the whole video looks like I'm looking right at the camera.
Yeah,
That's
AI
awesome.
actually is really great. And the graph that you create, I actually do all of that with ChatGPT. So I just ask ChatGPT do that for me, and he generates all the graphs I need for the video or whatever I need, the script. Everything is ChatGPT doing for me. I don't really do that stuff that you show because that's what we can use.
I love it. Any other questions? I have one more video I want to show just because, again, all about automation, saving time.
Yep. What we're doing more of, Mike, is historically I've done all the videos, and then we started getting into the AI, creating the avatars and then having them do some of the videos initially, and we did just maybe like 4 a month or something. But now the technology has improved so rapidly. I mean, just literally this year, the advancement's been phenomenal. So we just got a pro version of HeyGen. HeyGen's a great AI video, creation tool. So now I'm able to be duplicated. We're like I have one of my playlists on my podcast, I'm sure my YouTube channel is book reviews. I do book reviews, and now I can have the avatars do the book reviews for me. And you know, we're always our own worst critic, but I'm telling you, I swear these things are better than me, which is good because I don't think I'm all that great, quite frankly, you know. But what it does is it's like it duplicates you. Even I've got probably a dozen avatars now, and they're working for me, and I don't have to pay them, and we're cranking out a lot more video. Now, here's
Well,
the catch. So one way video would like be something you put on YouTube, guys. That's something where you can use like an avatar. But if you're having a two-way conversation with somebody, um, I'm not quite there yet in my mind. Um, I guess seeing that that's a great thing to do. I know that the technology is there, but I've been on the phone with another avatar, an AI bot, and I could pretty much tell right away. It was just intuitive. So I asked it. I said, "Are you an AI? Are you a bot?" And the bot was honest and said yes. But the thing is, they can get stumped. But that intuitive ability, I just don't think the AI is going to really be able to duplicate it and do what we can do as human beings. So what I'm getting at is that if you're in a two-way conversation, video, audio, what have you, just do it yourself. You know. So, but the one way, I see no problem with using the bots to do the work for you, you know?
And anything else? Otherwise, there was one more video I was going to show you.
Okay.
So this is an explainer video, and this one's 4 minutes, huh? Oh, I think I'm going through. Yeah, this is the buyer rep. This is a quick overview of the buyer's agency agreement. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Ferrante with Century 21 Homestar and the 21 Mike team. We're really schedule an appointment by clicking right at the top of the website and get on our calendar. You can also use the QR code here above my head. So let's get back to the buyer's agency agreement. I'll share my screen and give you a quick overview of this document. Okay, I'm just going to stop it there. I literally took every single one of our documents and made an explainer video of it. So what I do when I have a new potential client, I'll send them 3 videos and the 3 documents that we need to have signed here in Ohio, and it makes that appointment go so much smoother. Most of the time, they email me back and say, I'm good, send me the documents, I'll sign them. How would you like your buyer's consultations to go like that?
Yep.
Fantastic.
All right. Any questions, guys? If feel free. Remember, Mike's here. I mean, we got a great guest tonight. You got to take advantage of it. I know it's kind of, when it's like putting you on the spot. Come up with questions, but I'm pretty sure you got clients you're working with, investors from around the country, and you know how investors are. I mean, some of us are investors, including me. Sometimes we stump you, sometimes we frustrate you, but Mike's been around quite a while and has done an awful lot. And the reason I like him having him on it because he's further down the road technologically and some of the functions and things that we want you guys to do, So
I guess my challenge for you would be to think about the conversations you're having repeatedly and the questions you're being asked, and there's your starter list of videos you should make. Hi, I'm Mark. The question I get all the time is, what does this document mean? Or what is it like investing in real estate in my city? And I'm going to tell you, and then you do your little intro, you have your hook, your intro, and then you give them the content. Keep your videos 1 to 3 minutes, and then you can do long form video later. But I would start with short content. It's easier.
yeah. One idea we had, Mike, if you want to R&D, rip off and deploy, I'm happy to share it, is we break up into groups on our team and we have partner, like accountability partners, things like that. So one of the ideas that came up in one of our morning huddles was create everybody creates their own YouTube channel. And this was a way for everybody on the team to share the workload. And what you do is each day of the week, Monday through Friday, you have a different playlist for a different subject. Like Monday would be Monday's mansions. And everywhere in the country has neighborhoods that have mansions. You can tour them. And then what you do is you share the video. So you like a group of 4 or 5 people doing this. 5 people is great because there's one person for each day. So 1 month you do all the Monday's mansions. Tuesdays, guys, what was Tuesdays? Tuesday tours, I think. You tour the area, museums, restaurants, schools, things like that, hospitals. Waterview Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursdays. That was obviously finding, local watering holes. And then Financial Freedom Fridays. And that was going over the investor properties. And then next month you rotate, then you get in that other playlist, whatever, Financial Freedom Fridays. And you got lots of content and you don't have to work that hard at it. So, yep.
Cool.
Yep. Hey, there's someone else here you might recognize. I don't know, Andre, did you ever met Mike Ferrante before?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. He looks kind of familiar, but it's been a while.
He went to one of the agent to CEO events that Al and those guys put on up in Cleveland. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if he knew Al.
Yep. Yeah. And you guys like the class tonight?
Yeah, it was great.
Lots of golden
thank
tips.
you very much. Pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
Happy to share. And each of those videos got one more view, so I'm good.
Yeah. Well, I like what you did on the one video. Did the editor do that when you did like smash the button with your fist?
That
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 was a
was
cool
my
idea.
idea.
Yeah.
So I used to do that a lot, and I'm like, "Ooh, I need a sound effect there." So I just told them, they know what they're doing. So if you just tell them what you want, I said, "Hey, find some kind of like smack, sound effect there." But most
Mhm.
of the time they just do it. Like they know what they're doing. Occasionally I'll ask them to insert something or find a graphic. Like the one with the flags I thought was really cool.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Yeah, I like it. Now, do you get many people coming down from Ontario investing in Cleveland?
We do, yeah. Toronto
Yeah.
mainly. It seems like the Toronto market is like they're coming here to Cleveland to invest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I guess since we're talking about it, I don't know if you guys have anybody in Cleveland, but if I can ever help anyone here in the northern half of Ohio, I would love to. If you're in markets where your prices are too high and you've got investors that want to buy stuff, I love paying referral fees.
Yeah. Well, Mark and Aurora are from both from Hawaii, and what's interesting when you were talking about the one neighborhood, new construction in the 200s, Aurora, what would that house do you think would run you out there where you are? The one that was new construction and had the nice lofty ceilings.
Sorry, I don't get the question.
What do you think that would run where you are in Hawaii? The price range.
The price range for what?
My
The
my
new construction
1700
ranch. Yeah.
1700 square foot ranch with a loft.
Oh, 3 million, 4 million.
Huh? What?
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
So
anywhere between 3 million and higher. Depends on when it was built and where it's located and how where is it, like close to the ocean. So it's a lot of factors, but yeah, it's going to be much higher.
yeah, that's amazing. Hey guys, what Mike was just
I
saying, I
saw
was actually thinking
Barbie.
that
I saw a
earlier.
Barbie dollhouse down here for like $20,000. That was a good deal.
That's funny. Um, but guys, what Mike was saying, I was thinking earlier too. We don't actually have anybody in Cleveland. I mean, of course, the brokers does, but not on the team. And because of the fact that investors are investing more than half the time out of state, and Cleveland is just one of those rare markets where it's still very affordable, and the rents coming in compared to the cost basis is one of the most favorable in the country. And it's a well-balanced economy. They got hospital systems, several major universities, right? Major sports team. It has everything you need. It's a stable, it's the tortoise, not the hare. But what you could do is you could probably showcase, some properties up there, get some case studies, create a video out there when people call you up, say, yeah, I know exactly who to team you up with, a guy named Mike Ferrante. He's there, he invests himself, he runs a team of investor agents. Take advantage of it. I mean, I tell you what, getting a 25% referral fee for basically saying Bob meet Jane, from a video that's working for you automatically 24/7, that's smart business, you know? So, okay. Well, guys, I'll stick out a few more minutes. If you want to have additional questions, let me know. Brian Hyatt, did we get to all your questions? I think
Yeah,
there were.
I threw the last one I had on the chat, and Mike threw it up there for me. I got the answers.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay, thanks. Welcome
the
aboard,
guy
by
that
the
I
way.
use, so I used a guy on Upwork for about a year, and then I
Mhm,
figured out a way to hire him directly. So I'm
mhm,
sure Upwork doesn't love that, but I circumvented Upwork and I pay him directly now through Zelle, I think. I think we figured out a way I can Zelle him. So I Zelle him
mhm,
once a month for all the videos he's done for me. But over time, I used a bunch of different editors. There was some that I used once and I said, well, that didn't go so well. The communication wasn't great. Their English wasn't good enough. But the overseas VAs are really inexpensive. So I've had the same like administrative VA in India for like 5 or 6 years now. And my video editor, I've been using him for about 2 years now.
The turnaround's pretty quick on those.
It varies. So again, that's one of the criteria that you'll use when you're deciding who you like using. And I would try several. I would make 3 videos and try 3 different video editors and find one that you like. Most of the videos that we're doing, there isn't really a deadline, so the turnaround time I'm seeing is like 1 to 2 days, and I'm perfectly happy with that.
Hey guys, I'm gonna put in the chat box for you. Hang on one second, I've got to find it. Some of you have seen this. It's how to hire a VA. Let's see here, hire a VA. There it is. And in there is a link to the Filipino virtual assistant site where the VAs are actually pre-screened, pre-approved, and do just like what Mike said. Um, Here it is, onlinejobs.ph. Pick 2 or 3 of them, test them out, give them all the same assignment. Um, just measure the results. Who was fastest? Who was provided the best result? So here it is in the chat box, onlinejobs.ph. So Mike, if you want to grab that too, that my first VA, we've had him now for 15 years. He's awesome. And then we have 2 more, and they're rock stars. So we've gotten better at that process of hiring them, and they love our culture and they want what we have. And I'm telling you, paying these guys like Tio, you know, I pay them with the equivalent of it's $5 an hour. It turns out monthly that's about 50,000 Filipino pesos. And I used to feel guilty about it. I mean, I'm only paying this guy $5. But the beautiful thing is, somebody making 50,000 pesos a month in the Philippines doing pretty good. We have VAs that make as much as doctors do in the Philippines, you know? So you're really doing them a good thing. And they're educated and they're wonderful, sweet people. And they want to succeed. They want to do well. You just have to go through just like you hire anybody, you know? Think of it as like dating. You're not going to marry every single person you meet. You want to go through the process. Same thing with hiring somebody. Go with the process. And by the way, no payroll tax, no unemployment, no workman's comp, none of that. It just all goes away. And Mike, there is another tool you can use called XOOM. Um,
I did that.
PayPal owns.
The fee
Yeah,
was rather high with that, so we switched over to a Zelle.
did you? I must be grandfathered. I haven't paid a dime for that. I started using it 15 years ago, Zoom, and it was like $5 a month or something. But I swear that I haven't paid for it. It's been probably close to a decade. I have no idea what I did or why,
I,
but
I sent the
you
guy
know,
like $100 and they charged me like $15
wow.
transaction fee.
Oh wow. Was that just like first one maybe? Like the first one, and then after that you're coming. I
Uh,
don't know, but
I'm not sure.
yeah, yeah. Uh, Aurora, do you have another question?
Yeah, I was just about trying to chat it down. I was trying to type in the chat. So I'm Ukrainian, and a lot of the really great editors from Ukraine is lack of the job because of the war. So if you want to help someone, and then great videos they made, again, you can reach out to me, and I'm gonna give you the contact information of people who are in the war, and then they still need to work, and then they are great professionals. So you can reach out to them.
Okay. If you want to, Aurora, you can put your email in the chat box if you want. And by the way, just remind me. So guys, I want to welcome Brian Hyatt to the team. He's brand new. We just had our second coaching call recently, and then I don't want to put a jinx on it, but Jessica's actually been working with Aurora, sharing information and letting her see what we're all about, and potentially joining us along actually with Mark Phillips. Both from This is crazy, and both at the same time, and both from Hawaii, and on the same island. But you can't make this stuff up. It's just what a coincidence. So I call it divine guidance. So glad to see you guys in class. Yeah. Um, let's see. There's Mike saying Isgal, India, 635 an hour. Video editors, Bangladesh, 55 to 50 video. There you go. Nice. Okay. Hey, would you guys mind giving Mike a big pat on the back, or a hand raise, a clap for doing this tonight? I love this part of the business. I mean, I know it's funny when I first started, I was in one brokerage and my two closest colleagues were both in different brokerages, but because we all invested and we worked with investors, we felt like we were the only ones that did it. This was in Pittsburgh all those years ago, and we routinely shared clients. To us, it just came natural. I call it collaborative or cooperative competition. And you know the old saying, a rising tide lifts all ships. So when we do these things, it really does help. And it's not I mean, if you've ever done commercial work, they don't do this kind of stuff in commercial. It's you know, they're not they're not that I shouldn't say too much. I don't want to get myself in trouble. This is way easier on this side of the fence. And when you work with investors, it's just a common group of very small few of us that do this. And it's nice to meet somebody like Mike who's who can share the wealth, and you know he's in a market where we're not. It makes it even better, you know. So, so Mike, thanks again, man. You're welcome to hang around. I generally stick around a few extra minutes just in case somebody has something else to talk about or bring up. But I'll look you up the next time I'm up there. I will likely be there in September. I think it's the 20. Let me just see here. I can tell you the dates. 24th and 25th. And I still go to Pittsburgh every single month. In fact, I'm going this weekend. And where I'm in Beaver, I'm not even, it's like an hour and a half, you
That's
know?
right.
So yeah, we'll get together, grab a bite to eat. And there's a great restaurant there that serves an Irish ale. And I can't remember the name of the restaurant. And they had this very tasty, unhealthy sandwich. It's like a pretzel with a bunch of stuff on it. But I love that place, you know?
Any of you guys are ever here in the northern half of Ohio, it's close enough. I'd be happy to, you know, meet up with you, grab a bite or coffee or beer or whatever.
Okay.
All right.
All
I'm
right.
going to take off though. I've got low back issues and sitting in the chair too long makes me
Oh
uncomfortable.
man,
So I'm going to go
that's
stretch.
another thing we have in common.
Oh, really?
L4, L5, I broke them both. Yep.
Nice.
So,
Terrible, actually.
yeah.
I just had my cortisone shot, so I'm going to go stretch. Thanks,
Oh,
everybody.
all right.
Nice
Thanks
meeting
again,
you.
Mike. I appreciate you, man. So, hey guys, does anybody have any questions? Anything you're working on? Client, transaction, negotiation you want to get the group's feedback on? Is now's your time. Let's see. Okay. Well, listen, guys, if you haven't set up a one-on-one, please do so. Let's keep moving the ball forward. Um, you know, again, statistically, volume is down year over year. Actually, it's lowest it's been in 35 years. But you guys are actually you're above average. You're beating the statistics. So congratulations. You know, but come to the daily huddles. Remember, Gina's is at 8:30 in the morning, and Brianna's going to start that. She's been taking it over. She's going to fully take it over here in the next week or so, I think. And then we do the 11:30 a.m. Eastern daily huddle for agent attraction. But doing those small group is what keeps you aligned, motivated, inspired, engaged. It's just easier to stay in action. You know, one of the things we're going to do, by the way, is Gene and I were talking about this, is take one of our classes coming up and make it another work session. We haven't done that for quite a while, whatever the subject is, and we're going to teach it and have you guys actually do it while we're teaching it, you know, because I know what it's like. We teach it, but then, you know, the phone rings, emails come in, you guys get busy. You've got to, you know, make meals, take care of people, walk dogs, just live life. And what happens is it may seem like this important when you're hearing about it, learning it, but then by the next day it's dropped in value. It's just natural. It's your retention drops. Okay. So that's why we do things over and over again. Repetition is the mother of success. Eventually it'll become habit, you know. So just stay engaged, stay connected, you know, connect with each other, connect with me. That's what I'm here for. Use me for all I'm worth. Okay. Um, okay.
Thanks,
All right, you
Gary.
guys have a great night.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, one more thing, real quick, Gary. If any of you guys are in Florida or close to or want to just get out of wherever you are and come to Florida, I'm going to have just a EXP business partner pool party and cookout at my house August 2nd at noon. So if there's anybody interested in attending that, text me and I'll give you my exact address and be glad to have you here. It's gonna be fun.
How close are you to the airport?
What's that?
How close are you to the airport? I'll fly right over.
You could fly into Fort Myers. or Punta Gorda, and those are less than about a half hour from here.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you
So
for
it's pretty
that.
close.
And
Yeah,
guys,
Fort Myers or
I
Punta Gorda.
yeah,
Tampa
Fort
is too
Myers is
far.
a
It's
good
2 hours.
one.
yeah. And guys, I've been there. So I went down to Florida end of April, and my very first night there, I went to Andre's and to have dinner with he and his wife Beth. His wife Beth is just an amazing, wonderful, lovely human being. And they've got a great house with a great pool and on a lake, and we have the golf cart riding around. Just you guys should go. I'm telling you, you know.
Yeah,
So
you're welcome. Just let me know who's coming here. I'll show you. There's a pool
yeah,
and a lake in the background, and we got all kinds of furniture to hang out. I set it up so I could have EXP parties here. My
Very
accountant
good.
even said I could. Could help
Wow,
that
cool.
right? So
yeah.
Very cool. Thank
yeah,
you.
let me know if anyone August 2nd at noon. Gary was my first EXP business partner that came to my house. So now we got to get a lot more of you here.
Yep.
Thanks
That's
for
the
the
plan.
invite.
All right, thanks everyone. Have a good night.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
you, Gary.
Thanks.
Right.
Oh, hey, real quick, Andre. So what can you point to one activity that over time it enabled you to actually do what you did and get moved to Florida and build a house with the pool and all that? Is there one thing you can think of that led to that?
Yeah, I probably have said it a bunch. I was just consistent on calling 2 people a day, 5 days a week
There you go.
to watch a video, to share EXP information. And I just did it every day, 5 days a week. If I didn't have at least 8 to 10 people that agreed to look at the information by Friday, I worked a half a day Saturday. And I did it consistently for 2 years. And then after that, I couldn't stop what happened after that. But if I wouldn't have
Yep.
been consistent for that period of time, you wouldn't have got the ball up the hill enough to push it over. So, it gained momentum. And I'm still doing it now. I'm still calling 2 people a day, every day.
Yep. It really is. It's all about momentum. And it took 2 years. But the guys,
Yeah.
I mean, it's right in front of you. It's self-evident. The proof is right there. Just keep doing it. You have to just being persistent and consistent. I can't emphasize that enough. That's if there is no secret. It'd be 2 calls a day. That's it. 2 calls a day, reaching out to people about EXP.
The 2 people
There
that
you go.
agreed. Sometimes you had to call 5 or 10, to get to reach somebody. And then, but 2 calls a day that people agreed. Yeah, I'll watch, send me a video, I'll watch it. And then just follow up. Some people won't watch it. Some people never will. Some people you'll follow up with and they kick the can down the road because they're busy. But some people watch it immediately, it just kind of depends. Just in the last 2 months, I have had 2 people join that I originally called 6 years ago.
Amazing. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, it's like
it's like
William
anything else,
Fitzgerald.
right, Gary? It's like
Yeah.
anything else. If you do it long enough, good or bad, you get results. If you eat, terrible every day for 50 years, it's probably not going to be good. If you exercise every day for 50 years, it's probably going to be good. Same thing, making phone calls or working out or whatever.
Yeah. It's amazing. There's certain things in life you just can't pay people to do for you. You just have to do it yourself.
Yeah, I wish some people
So,
I'd pay somebody pretty big if I could get them to go to the gym every day. I go 3 days a week, and that's rough. That's harder. I don't like it, but I do it anyway. You don't have to like it. No one said you have to like making the phone call, but you have to like what's going to happen if you do it. That's all.
Well, hey guys, I'm going to tell you a real quick funny story. I promise it'll just be a 60-second. So yesterday, when I go to Virginia Beach, there's a church I like to go to because a lot of my buddies go there. And when you walk in, they're serving pieces of donuts. They cut them up in sections, and I completely cut out all the bleached and rich white bread sugar combinations of whatever it was, cakes, cookies. But I just can't help myself when I walk in there. There's donuts are there. So a girl I knew from college, she walked. I see her there, frequently. He said, "Are you going to leave anybody else?" I said, "Yeah, I'll I'm going to leave half for them, and I'll take the other half." and they're just joking around. I told her I was on the donut diet because it's round and it just keeps going. In any case, so we get in to sit down. We sit in the second row, and this seat in front of me was a white box like you see from a bakery. And I thought there's something significant about that box. I bet there's something in there the pastor's going to use. And they had a guest pastor, and he came in and started talking. And at the end, he had a part of the message was, giving, serving, and sharing and things like that. So he went over and grabbed the box of donuts and was taking them around to different people who raised their hand and wanted a donut. And so the girl that I was telling you about kept raising her hand, waving frantically, come over here. And there was one donut left. I got the last donut. And I'm thinking, sometimes, and I'm not trying to preach a sermon to you, I promise. I just want to give you the story. But I thought, isn't it amazing how God works sometimes? We just have to be talking about it. And I woke up in a funk that morning. I was not like really totally present. And the donuts did the trick, and it just sat them right in front of me. So it's amazing. And that totally changed me. It perked me up. I was good. It was a good rest of the day, So, okay. That's my preaching moment for today, you guys. Have a good night. God bless you and your loved ones, and I'll see you in next class, and I'll see you on the Wednesday night. There's a monthly team call. Definitely come because I got some good stuff for you. Yep. There's a secret surprise.
Ooh.
All right,
Nice.
guys.
Thank you,
Have a good night.
Thanks, Gary.
Good night.
Thank you for watching this episode of Monday Night Live. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and go to realestatewithgarywilson.com to join our community and start building wealth today.